Hello viewers, my name is Adam.
And I'm Aaron.
This is Sticky Meat Productions bringing you another TV season review.
So I absolutely love anime. I've always been a fan of it. And one of the major aspects of anime, or at least when it comes to any particular genre, when we're talking about certain things, is when anime deals into the fantasy realm. And there is a plethora of awesome fantasy-based anime out there. And today we're going to talk about probably hands down one of my favorite to come out so far, and that is Frieren.
Beyond Journey's End.
Oh, one more thing. Just if you're already watching this video and you're a fan of what we do here on the channel, keep it. I'm just wanting to give y'all a little heads up. We are so close to getting to that 1,000 mark for subscribership. So if you do like this video, please like us and consider subscribing to the channel. We got so much more coming to you, and it'd be a joy to just hit that milestone. So if you're able to help us out, will be so much. It'll be such a pleasure. Wow. I heard when people were talking about Frieren, and usually when I hear the chatter out there in the web or out there in general, I am a little bit hesitant because I do have my own particular taste. But usually when you have anything that's dealing with magic, I'm game. I mean, magic is my favorite. I love it, and so I delved into it, and I am very happy I did.
Well, here is anime being set in the fantasy realm. Mm-hmm. Technically speaking, that's basically most popular animes in general. Yeah. Even in the shonen space, like those fighting animes mostly deal with martial arts. Mm-hmm. It's dealing with fantasy, a lot of high fantasy elements.
But we're really talking about some real Dungeons and Dragon type stuff, especially when you're looking at this particular anime. However, there is a unique twist to it because they does take the perspective of a particular character that just so happens to be an elf. And this unique spin they deal with it when it comes to the concept of this elf being Frieren is that it deals with the concept of living a truly long, immortal life. And what does that actually mean or do to an individual that has infinite time, years to spend at their disposal? How do you go about your life? What type of, what's your feelings? What's your connections to people? Do you form those kinds of connections? What does it mean when you know and basically are like the most powerful person of them all? Do you flaunt it, or do you try to live a calm, comfortable life? These are so many unique questions that this particular anime likes to ask with this story.
So, Frieren is based on the manga by Kanehito Yamada. And it is, for the most part, the story sets up as that's technically the epilogue of after a long, typical fantasy adventure that you will probably most likely hear or like explore in a fantasy setting. Like a group of adventurers going after the takedown of mighty dark enemy.
A demon king of sorts.
But like I said, the story mostly takes place
after those events. Like the big bad guy has already been taken care of. The world has been saved. The party has disbanded. Everyone went around their own unique lives. However, in this particular sense, since we're dealing with one major character who lives forever, this is taking place in her frame of mind, or her particular point of view. A lot of those people are dead now.
Yeah. And part of the main plot of Frieren Beyond Journey's End is that Frieren, the mage elf, is in search of the land of where the lost spirits go.
Basically heaven.
Yeah. And because she wants to reconnect with one of her fallen companions.
Basically, it's that one guy who thirsted after her the entire time when they were journeying around, never gave him a second thought. But now that he's gone and dead, at this point, there's nobody really around that you really know of in that particular sense, or at least care about in the same sense that he cared about you. You kind of revisit it and say, "Yo, maybe I should probably did something about that." And that's where she's finding herself.
Yeah, and it's very interesting. Like because we are setting off on where this story is taking place, we do get back flashbacks of her time with that adventure group of the Hemel, the hero, which she's trying to reconnect with, a dwarf warrior of Eton, and
a priest that was,
Aizen, my
yeah,
bad.
yeah, and a priest that was, who's I think I would say he was like the second hand mage, or if not, any particular fantasy element, the clergy of the group.
Yeah.
Basically, you really see how those individuals really form attachments to her, and how she is able to open up as a person in and of herself. And then along that journey, of self discovery, she finds herself in the same footsteps that she was once in, being a mentor to a new mage in her life.
Essentially, the two, like she takes on the apprentices of two of her past companions.
Mm-hmm.
Her from the dwarfs, Aizen's protege was Stark, and the priest's protege, their technically adopted daughter at that point, Fern, and they accompany her on her quest to basically go find the afterlife of sorts.
The unique. I love the world building of this show, and I love the unique aspects they deal deep with the concept of magic, and the unique aspects of how the events has unfolded with Freywen's original party and into this new age of magic and life. It's so rich and so deep.
But yeah, it's very grounded.
Mm-hmm.
The story is really old school in a way of how it decides to unfold a story, because it really does. It's more reflective and meditative in this mind space of Frieren, of how she's trying to recollect the past experiences that she had had before, and how the base of her actions or her relationships has affected her in this present day life.
And not just her, but each and every person she connects with on her journeys, lives. You really find out, through these episodes and this unfolding of the story, just how uniquely important and integral she herself was to the people that she's connected with, and how important they were for her.
Especially, more particularly, how the impact of her own, everyone in her group, basically better the lives of the whole kingdom of sorts.
I mean, she can literally go on. There's like aspects of her journey where something that would have been so thrown away and so secondhand nature at one spec ended up becoming super crucially important for a village that's long since filled the footsteps of a far begotten era, and it's so incredibly cool just seeing that unfold, and the unique aspects they keep reminding you just how significant, how old Frieren truly is incredible.
Now, this review is taking place of season 1 of Frieren, and earlier in 2026, that's when the second season will take shape, or at least air. I would say that how we came about watching this is that we watched it in the dub. Mainly because it's more of the medieval, very highly influenced medieval typical fantasy realm, and of course the dub is also very top tier as far as either way. We kept an eye on it because it was building up hype. When I say old school storytelling, it does take its time.
Yeah, this is very much following the footsteps of Frieren and her party's journey, and their self-discovery in those moments, and the unique aspects of that they're finding themselves in on this journey. There are so many unique, cool twists and turns that comes around in this anime. It's unreal. Some of the things they do with with enemies, it's mind-boggling. The things they did with demons, that was ingenious. That
characterization.
It's top tier. The magic system. Now here's actually that's something I want to go into. Now usually the magic system in Frieren is actually something on the end of magic systems that I probably wouldn't necessarily care for, in the sense that I point the staff and this does that, and we're able to do all these cool intricate stuff. that's really what they're doing in Frieren, but at the same time, they uniquely add in other elements that's reminiscent to something like, I don't know, Full Metal Alchemist in the sense of, laws of exchange and whatnot, and then, but also unique other elements as well with grimoires and understanding the unique intricacies that what makes magic work. And that in itself is something that I love. They did this in certain, anime like Ancient Magnus Bride and whatnot. Whenever you're able to actually take a magic system and actually be able to go delve deep into it and understand the richness of what makes it alive and why does it work, is something I absolutely fall in love with whenever anime or story is able to do it. And Frieren does that in spades.
Let's discuss characters now. Especially starting with Frieren, the title character. Well, Frieren, with her mindset being of her being an immortal being, a lot of the time her life experiences come across very nonchalantly.
It's a case in which basically you've seen it all, you've done it all. There's really not much stuff out there that's able to really surprise you. So what you're doing at this point is just finding filler aspects to fill in that time, those long spaces in between your incredibly long lifespan. Mm-hmm. But what I find enduring about the character of Frieren is that even though she lives this incredibly long life, she's actually, I feel, so more than most characters, really understands the very essence and purpose of life, at least from how I understand it, in the sense that it's in the small, intricate details that you find important that makes life worthwhile. And some of those aspects that she finds it in is the very concept and the very craftsmanship of magic itself. She loves magic.
Like she, basically a lot of times in the story, as of right now in the story, she usually just take up jobs just in search of new spells.
Innuendo type magic. Something like this is a magic spell to clean your shirt. Something you would think is thrown away, she cherishes this. That's the type of magic she's going after. And I'm like, and one hand feels like, that's outrageous. Why would you even need that? Aren't you that important? Aren't you that powerful that you can already do that yourself? No, it's the uniqueness of it.
Fern, who is the adopted daughter of the priest character,
and very much her adopted daughter as well.
Yeah, basically,
her dynamics with Frieren is like this is what I live for. I'm sorry, it's so cool.
It feels very much like a big sister, little sister type companionship.
Really.
But they do have that understanding of mentorship as well.
And she's just as, cool as her mentor too. If not sometimes even more so in her cool, calm demeanor that she usually tries to post up for her own right. But it's also in the sense that Fern is very much the backbone to this group.
Yeah, she gives the group focus,
mm-hmm.
grounding, and also urgency.
And she takes nobody's crap.
And this also branch off into the other companion, Stark. Now, Stark, when we first meet him, he doesn't really not sure about a lot about himself.
Yeah, he's from his upbringing from Frieren's original party member, being the dwarf, Aizen. Yeah, Aizen. He could come off as a coward. He definitely come off as an individual who might whine a bit too much in certain areas. But then when you really you peel back the layers and you understand from where he's coming from, you truly find him to be probably one of the most enduring aspects of their group. He's very much the inside man, the person that the audience is able to gravitate to understand. Okay, we're looking at this expansive, growing world, and we're each individual's pieces. And he's definitely not somebody you could shuck off as being insignificant himself. No, this guy is pretty freaking cool.
Yeah, he's basically discovering his self-worth and what he's able to bring to the table, and is a very very integral part of that group is very much exciting to see. As right now, let's discuss production.
They put their foot up in this anime. I mean, from the animation, the choreography, it's amazing.
Now, this anime is produced by Studio Madhouse.
If you know Madhouse, you understand their work. You know that they don't come to play. They are here to make business, and every scene is a visual feast, especially when we're talking about the fight scenes. Again, I did not think they was going to be able to do that with this type of magic system they had in this series. But then when you look at how they actually do it, they blow a lot of other animes off the water with their stuff they're doing in this.
And we thought that like after they did, we discussed Hunter x Hunter on this channel that also was Madhouse produced, and after Hunter x Hunter was finished, they did One Punch Man, season 1.
Yeah.
And it took a while for Madhouse to come back into doing such a powerhouse anime. And now with Frieren, they were able to, they come back into the anime zeitgeist.
Yes.
They're able to have these very calm and melancholic scenes of
so
well-paced atmosphere, and then once the action starts going, particularly on once episode 9 is where
it goes hard.
It basically doesn't let up at all. Music by Eric Hall.
It's beautiful. It's enchanting.
Yeah, it's like what you will typically hear from a medieval fantasy type story. In contrast to the very pop Japanese music that you'll hear from the opening and indie songs.
I'm saying the opening 2 for Frieren is a bop. I absolutely love that one. I listen to it all the time. It's so cool.
Overall, this anime was a surprise.
Yeah, a pleasant surprise.
The premise is different for what you expect, and it is an enjoyable watch. It's very rewarding.
So I'm looking forward to be rewarded again when we get to see season 2, and I hope that the anime is able to keep that momentum going.
As of right now, if we were to give this for season 1, it's weird. It's like very high.
It's incredibly high, so it's definitely in the top top echelon what we usually put on this channel. But I'm afraid to necessarily give it a full rating, just because I do not know how season 2 is going to be, and I don't know how well
the story will end.
Exactly, where it's going to end, and how is it going to feel when we get to that ending.
We'll just say it's from great to up. It's between. It's from great, amazing up. Is that in that upper field?
Exactly.
My name is Adam.
And I'm Aaron.
And this has been the Sticky Meat Productions. Please be sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment below. Who is your friend? Are your friends fans of Frieren? Are you familiar with it?
Very much so. If you aren't familiar and you haven't started seeing, which was your favorite episode? Which one was it that really kicked you in gear? I'm telling you right now, that twist at the end, that's when I knew we was watching something pretty special.
Yeah. And also, what other fantasy animes out there are you a fan of?
But that's where we're at.
Also, look if you want to discuss other content or what are our thoughts on other things that we don't post on this channel. We also have our social media outlets of X, Threads, Instagram, and also Letterboxd.
Well, that's all we got. See y'all later.
See you.